This is a KGW News Special Edition.
And let's take a look outside on this Saturday night. This is the view from the Wells Fargo Skycam. A beautiful night here in downtown Portland as we slowly transition into the fall season. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Gordon. So let's get the latest on the weather with meteorologist Joe Ranieri. Hey, Joe.
Hey, you say fall. I'm still ready to keep on summer for a little bit longer, and we're going to. We topped out in the mid to the upper 80s earlier this afternoon. So I'm going to give you a nice live shot of downtown Portland and give you another one here along the Oregon coast. You can see plenty of people enjoying some beaches. Looks like we got a little bonfire out there over in Lincoln City. Temperatures right now in the low 60s, and this is even a little bit better, I have to say. This is out in the reserve in Aloha, temperature of 76 degrees. Yeah, start to see that sunset a little earlier, but we are looking at picture perfect weather ahead over the next couple of days. Daytime highs for your Sunday, right around the mid to 80s. A few spots could get a little bit warmer than that. Mainly dry the next several days. Now, there is a weak system that's going to be moving on shore late Sunday night into Monday, bringing in some light sprinkles potentially for your Monday morning commute. But as we look at the futurecast, we'll put this into motion. You can see for tomorrow morning, yeah, despite us having some of those high wispy clouds, those cirrus clouds that roll in tomorrow, we are still going to be looking at some sunny and warm conditions heading into the later part of this weekend. A little bit cooler to start things off next week. I'll talk about that in a second. But right now, we're looking at really comfortable conditions out there, mid to the upper 70s, 78 in Scappoose, and we zoom out a little bit down in the central and southern part of the Willamette Valley. Tim, we're looking at temperatures in the mid 70s, and if you're wondering what's happening down in the central part of the Willamette Valley, the Beavers are up 38-0. We can talk more about that a little later on the show.
Good to hear that. Appreciate the update, Joe. And keep that Beaver Drive going and the summer going too. Why not? All right, well, for years, a memorial for firefighters on Burnside has been forgotten. Instead, the David Campbell Memorial has been trashed and spray painted. Well, this week it got even worse when someone removed nameplates of firefighters who've given their lives. Thomas Schultz has more.
For close to a century, this memorial has been a part of Southwest Portland, guarding the gates of Providence Park. Though for years, it's been a shell of what it once was.
It's just senseless vandalism.
The David Campbell Memorial, named after Portland's fire chief from more than a century ago. On June 26, 1911, Chief Campbell responded to a massive fire at the Union Oil distributing plant. He borrowed a coat from one of his men and attacked the fire from inside. A massive explosion blew off the roof. Chief Campbell never made it out. After that, the citizens of Portland built this memorial honoring Chief Campbell and the subsequent firefighters who died in the line of duty after him. But their sacrifices have been forgotten and their memory taken.
Literally destroyed, damaged, disappeared.
Don Porth spent 27 years fighting Portland fires. Now he takes care of this memorial. He's seen his fair share of graffiti.
But this is worse than usual.
Brass nameplates stolen, Italian limestone broken, and lantern lenses shattered.
It's a shame that people go about and vandalize an area like this.
Christian has lived on Portland streets for years. He spends a lot of time here and sees people desecrate the memorial often.
Imagine being a firefighter that died,
But why would someone steal their brass nameplates?
It's not like aluminum cans where it's 5-10 cents. It's by the pound, so it's I think $3 a pound.
A few bucks to melt down a plaque of someone who gave their life. While the memorial has long been forgotten by many, they were remembered here. But now the only ones who will remember them are those trying to keep their legacies alive.
Carl Gunster, his nameplate is no longer here, died in a fire in the May Apartments in 1921.
In Southwest Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Now, the plan is to take out the remaining brass nameplates and store them in a safe place. The plaza is scheduled to be renovated in a year, and the idea is to put those plaques back at the memorial, then with an extra layer of protection. Well, in Northwest Portland, neighbors who live around Couch Park rallied together on Friday. They say illegal activity has escalated over the last couple weeks. The worst incident came when a guy carrying a machete showed up. A neighbor gave us this photo of him sitting on a cement wall near the playground where he allegedly threatened people with that weapon. This was on top of persistent illegal camping and open drug use in the park. Neighbors say the city has been slow to respond, so now they're taking action.
It's pretty sad. It's sad. I'm hoping neighbors getting together can perhaps change things. We can make a presence in the park and take our park back.
Police said they did not have probable cause to arrest that man with the machete, but they did confiscate the weapon. PPB says they've also ramped up patrols in and around that area. Now to real concerns over the future of the Hillsboro Hops. Fans worry this weekend's games, the last of the season, could be their final contests in Hillsboro. As Alma McCarty explains, the team needs money to build a new ballpark that meets the requirements of Major League Baseball.
Friday night, fans fill their cups and fill the seats, settling in for a night of baseball.
Probably played for about 6 years, so it's probably my favorite ever, and I love coming to these games because it kind of ups my baseball knowledge.
Selena Griffith and her son, Braden, live close by, so coming to the game was a spur-of-the-moment decision.
Having the Hops here has given us something to do in this small town, in this small area. It really brings something big to this town.
Something to do that's easy to love.
I love the Hillsboro Hops because the fans are amazing, the staff that works here is amazing, and the Hillsboro Hops have contributed so much to the community.
And as much as fans love this ballpark, the MLB requires a change.
120 teams throughout the country signed the same exact agreement. We all have to meet the same standards.
Standards for the stadium that Hops president and GM K.L. Wambacher says would require them to build a new facility.
All of the new requirements are player development related. So these are professional athletes, professional baseball, they're developing into big leaguers.
The price tag for a new stadium, about $120 million. A big chunk, more than $80 million, coming in from private funding. An additional $18 million committed by the city of Hillsboro through a lodging tax. That leaves a $20 million funding gap. One the state was going to fill during this last legislative session. But that didn't happen.
If the funding doesn't come through, MLB has the opportunity to force us into selling the team or relocating the team. We don't want to relocate the team. Obviously, we're invested in Hillsboro. We all live in Hillsboro. But if we sell the team, it would be up to a new owner. The new owner can't play here, so they're not going to have a choice. They'd have to move the team.
That curveball, nothing short of devastating.
It would be really heartbreaking to not have the Hillsboro Hops here over $20 million.
Take it from Steve Calloway, the mayor of Hillsboro.
The void that it would leave, not just on a beautiful summer evening, not just in the memories, not just in the creation of the next generation of fans, but in the social impact is huge, and it just won't be replaced in any other way.
Local leaders and the team encouraging fans to reach out to state lawmakers like Senator Janine Salmon, who's working to secure the funding before an end of September deadline.
This is going to be a real grassroots opportunity for people to get involved and say what this investment will mean for them and for the future of the Hillsboro Hops.
That was Alma McCarty reporting. We're told losing the Hops would mean losing much more than a baseball team. It would mean losing a partner that's provided scholarships, internships, nonprofit support, and more for the community. The Hops moved to Hillsboro in 2012 from Yakima, where they also had issues with a stadium that did not meet baseball's standards. Well, after nearly 40 years of business, Northeast Portland's Nike community store is officially shutting down. The store has been in the historic Albina neighborhood since 1984 and has donated millions to the community in that time. It abruptly closed its doors last November, Nike says, due to theft and safety concerns in that area. Today, that decision became permanent. This comes after the city declined the company's proposal, which asked for dedicated off-duty police officers to provide security. The mayor called the move, quote, disappointing after working in good faith, he says, to find creative solutions. Nike says they're still considering future locations in the neighborhood. And now to an update on a teacher strike in Southwest Washington's largest school district. Today, Evergreen Public Schools submitted their final offer to the Education Association. This comes a day after the union representing teachers in the district alleges the superintendent is threatening to withhold pay if educators don't return to work on Monday. The district responded in a statement saying while it would not withhold any pay on a permanent basis, it would delay paychecks if they did not return. Teachers have been on the picket lines since last Wednesday. And it feels like the rebirth is complete at Lincoln High School in downtown Portland. Check it out. The school hosted its first football game on its brand new field last night, right by KGW here. It's the last major step of the school's renovation project, which took several years to complete. Crews built a new school building for Lincoln, then tore down the old one. Mike Walsh Field was then built in the same spot where the old school building was located. It was a packed house last night for a Friday night game. But the home team lost to Newburgh, 35-0. Ooh.